Welcome back Pokefans to part 29 of my Pokemon Flora Sky series. Last episode we made our way to the Elite Four and we have defeated all of our rivals. This episode will just go around this region trying to find if there are any routes that we have missed, and we can probably just go ahead and train up our team members as well. Alright, it seems like we do have the route Yum and Yen still remaining, so I decided to go ahead and explore those today, as well as some dive spots in route R and route S, which we weren't able to go through because we didn't have dive at that point. Anyway, it has been quite some time since I have put out a Flora Sky video, since we did have quite a lot of new trailers being released for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. It is quite exciting because those games are going to be, releasing pretty soon. I'm pretty sure that we just have around 20 days for it to actually release, which is very exciting for me. I'm definitely going to be making a playthrough on those as well. And please subscribe to my channel if you are interested in seeing my playthroughs on those games as well. Anyway, here we have the first trainer for route Yum. Now, as far as I've checked the map, there are quite a few trainers and I guess quite a few caves that we can actually explore now that we have all of these HMs that are actually required. Of course, there is one that we actually don't have, and I believe that it's actually rock climb, which we'll get only after we become the champion. So we might have to actually wait for that one, but we definitely have the others. So I think we can actually explore quite a few areas that we weren't really able to touch before. Anyway, seems like these trainers are having quite a low level Pokemons. I'm pretty sure that we can actually explore this route once we get Surf. But even though you have Surf, getting to these areas or these routes is a bit difficult, considering the fact that we don't really have Fly TM or Fly HM at that point. Anyway, it seems like some of these trainers definitely do have a bit higher in level Pokemons, so maybe it's better to actually wait until the 7th gym where you get Fly and then come out over here to just go ahead and take down these trainers. Of course, there is going to be a small area that is still, blocked for us, and definitely I'll go ahead and show you guys where it is. We can, cover it once we become the champion. There are quite a few lost caves around this region which are also going to be empty until and unless I become the champion, and once we do, that's where we'll be able to find some legendary Pokemons over there as well. As far as the team members go, I have actually gone ahead and trained them up in the Victory Road, and as you can see, all of them are around level 62. I do believe that level 62 is quite good. Maybe we can actually level them up to level 63 and then go ahead and battle the Elite Four. As I've said before, the Elite Four will actually start with level 55. That is the first Elite Four. And when we come to Cynthia, she'll actually have Pokemons around level 66, I guess. That is going to be the highest level of Pokemon that she will have. Personally, for me, I do like a bit of a challenge. So I did go ahead and decide to have my Pokemons around level 62 and 63 and then challenge the Elite Four. I'm pretty sure that the first two Elite Fours will be pretty easy for us to defeat, considering that we are going to be around 10 levels higher than them. But gradually the difficulty will increase, and definitely we'll have quite a good time against Cynthia when we come to her battle as well. And regarding the movesets, I haven't really got any hard scales, so I'm not able to really switch out the moves in my team members right now. There are quite a few moves that team members can actually learn, which I may or may not have just removed from their moveset. So I do have quite a few moves to be brought back. I believe that there will be quite a few hard scales in route R and route S in the diving areas. So I'm pretty excited to go ahead and get them. I'll make sure that I have a new moveset for each of these team members by the end of this video. Alright, it seems like we have actually passed route M, which is quite small, and we are actually entering route N now. It means that we are quite close to Sea Round City. which is where we actually traveled the first time we went through. I believe we traveled with Mr. April and his Lapras. Anyway, it is quite good that the trainers in these routes are a bit higher in level, which means we definitely do get quite a good amount of EXP as well. But I don't think we have too many trainers in this route, which is the only thing that I'm actually sad about. I wish there were more trainers in these routes just to actually help us in leveling up our team members. But since this is a ROM hack, I guess they do want us to have quite a bit of challenge. Anyway, it seems like since we are in a C route, definitely there are more water type Pokemons. So I did go ahead and focus more on Emolga in this episode. Just wanted to make sure that it does level up a bit more than the others, since it is a Pokemon that doesn't really evolve and its stats are not that great whenever it comes to the Elite Four battle. Anyway, the one thing I do remember in this game is that the typing of the Elite Four is actually a bit different than the normal games. So we do have quite a few trainers that are going to be a bit of a surprise for me. As far as the Elite Four goes, I actually don't know who is actually the first Elite Four and which and all Elite Fours that we have. The only thing I remember is that they did have some unique typings. Just like how we had a dark type gem for the last gem in this game. So that is going to be a bit exciting. Now, as far as the items go for the Elite Four battles and the champion battle, definitely would recommend having a lot of items, healing items like revives, potions, and the other items such as paralyzed heals, etc. Definitely, I think I need to stock more. I have bought quite a few, but I think I'm gonna be running short of Pokemon, so I'm just batting all the trainers I can find and then try to buy the items. Anyway, regarding the Pokemons in this route, I feel like most of them are a bit lower in level than the one in Route M. For example, this trainer did have all the Pokemons around level 38, whereas the other trainers that we did battle today did have Pokemons around level 42. So not really sure why there is a gap in between the levels. Anyway, it seems like my team members are slowly leveling up. Some of my team members are already level 63, which is pretty good. I'm definitely going to be focusing on bringing all of them to the same level, which is kind of my obsession. I just like it that way. But I know that there are trainers who don't really mind at which level their Pokemons are in a team. But I think I like to have them all around the same level when I go through a playthrough. Alright, here we have a double battle, which is quite nice to see. Sadly, the levels are decreasing. It seems like they are having a much lower in level team members. But I think we'll have an easy time defeating them, considering I do have Emolga and Gardevoir up in front. Not bad. We are definitely focusing on taking one Pokemon down at a time. And I think it's a bit easier for me to actually take down these team members, considering that my team members are a bit higher in level. Alright, seems like they do have a variety of Pokemon, so that is pretty good. I think that is one of the good things in this game. Definitely all of the trainers that we have battled in these routes have a variety of Pokemons, and they do heal up their team members in mid-battle as well, so that is pretty cool. I think we don't really have that in the normal Pokemon games. I mean, I really wish this feature was in the normal games, but I don't know if Nintendo will really do that. Anyway, we do have a newer game being released, so I guess I could kind of expect this over there. Definitely, we are having some really new features that are being, I guess, shown in these newer games. So that is going to be exciting for me as well, especially the Let's Go command, which will actually help us to have auto battles. Anyway, back on this game, it seems like we have almost defeated all of the Pokemons with these two trainers. As far as Route N goes, I believe that there is actually a crashed ship in this route, which I don't think is actually accessible for us right now. I think we might have to come back here once we become the champion to go ahead and explore the whole ship and I guess get the items that are in it. Alright, we have defeated these two trainers right here. A question I really had is, for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, please let me know which version of the game you would like to see me play, and which is the starter that you would most likely want me to play as well. I haven't really decided anything on the starters. I was actually deciding not to use them, but if you guys have any specific starter that you would like to actually see me play with, definitely I'll go ahead and pick that up. There are quite a few good Pokemons that have been released for Paldean region, so definitely I am actually leaning more on not using my starter. But if the starter is really good, then I probably will have it in my team. If not, I'll just switch it out to another Pokemon that I can actually use. Most likely I'll be trying to use Pokemons that are newly introduced in this game, or maybe the Paldean version of it, like how we have for Wooper. But if we do have some other Pokemons which are already present in the older games and which are really good, maybe I'll try using them as well. Anyway, it is gonna be pretty exciting, and definitely I am excited to actually get that game and play through it. I'm also interested in doing a Nuzlocke challenge in that, so if you guys are interested in seeing me do the Nuzlocke challenge, I can definitely take that up as well. Alright, it seems like we are actually at the end of Route N. I believe that this is the last trainer for this route, other than the ship that we actually saw while we were passing through. We can definitely go ahead and explore the ship now, but I think it will actually be blocked for us. But we can actually definitely go ahead and check it out now. Alright, she actually had a horsey, which is pretty cute. I definitely had a horsey in my team as well, and now it's actually a Kingdra. And of course she has a Celio. I really like this Pokemon because of the fact how strong it is. I used to always have it in my team no matter what when I played the 3rd gen games, so definitely this Pokemon is really one of a kind. Anyway, I'm actually retracing my steps back to the ship, and let's explore this one. Alright, we definitely are able to go to the first room. There aren't really much items up here. If you want to have some useful items, you do have to actually go to the below deck level of the ship. Okay, at least we do have a double battle right here, which is pretty cool. Let me quickly go ahead and try to defeat these two trainers. Alright, the levels of the Pokemons are not that good. Again, they are at level 36, which is much lower than some of the Pokemons that we have seen till now. But I guess we do have to definitely go ahead and try to actually defeat them. Alright, we do have a Linoon right here. Personally, I have never used a Linoon in my team as a team member. I have used it as a HM slave, but not as a actual team member, which is something I really have to do. I'm actually more interested in the Galarian form of this Linoon because that is much cooler. Since it's actually a dual typing and it does evolve into a Oxygen as well. But I haven't really used it till now. Maybe in the future, if I do a Nuzlocke challenge for Pokemon Sword, probably will try and use that Pokemon over there. Anyway, we do have a Ampharos right here, which is pretty cool. I guess this is the second one we're actually seeing in this whole game, so that is pretty nice. And of course, we are easily able to defeat them because we are higher in level. I guess that is one thing that I really don't like, is having my Pokemons over leveled to the point where I can actually easily win the battle. It's actually not that fun. That is the main reason why I don't want to actually have my team members around level 66 for the champion battle. Anyway, we have defeated the two trainers, and it seems like this NPC is not a trainer, so I did go ahead and come out. Now it seems like the downstairs is actually blocked for us, so I was right. We can't really explore the ship until we are the champion. So let me make my way out, and definitely we can go ahead and explore Route R and Route S, where we do have the different diving spots. I think the diving spots will actually start in Route S, but I did want to actually explore this cave right here, which is where you can actually get the shell bell if you have all the items. Personally, I don't want the shell bell, but there are quite a few items that we can only get if the water is high. So I did come back over here to explore this cave a second time, and this time you can see that the cave is actually flooded. Alright, let me quickly go ahead and explore this cave and pick up the items that are actually quite valuable. I believe that there are some really good items in this cave and definitely would like to actually pick them up. Alright, let me quickly go ahead and surf. Seems like we were not able to actually surf over here before. I think this is the first time we're able to actually surf. And of course we do have this item right here. Oops, okay, it seems like my bag is actually full. So I did have to actually empty out or toss out some items. But you can definitely go ahead and sell those items in the shop as well, which is much easier. Anyway, it seems like we do have an item right here, so let me quickly go ahead and pick it up. And it's actually a red candy. Alright, let me actually pick that item up. I don't think I require the shoal shell, which I don't think I'll be using. So let me actually toss it out and pick up the red candy, which I think we can actually go ahead and use on our team members. Alright, I guess I can actually go ahead and increase 1 for Arcanine. Since these are water roots right here, I just decided to go ahead and level up Arcanine since we can't really battle with it. Anyway, let's quickly go ahead and look around. I believe that there is one more item that I do have to actually pick up, but I think it's in the other side of the cave. So definitely would have to actually explore this cave a bit more. Oops, I didn't mean to actually jump down the ledge. I was going to actually pick up that item. Let me make my way back to this place so I can actually pick up the item. I think that's the only one that's actually remaining for me to actually pick up in this cave. So let me retrace my steps back. Alright, this time I'm definitely going to pick up the item before I jump down. And the item is actually a big pearl, which is quite helpful. It does sell for a lot of Pokemon. So if you pick up this item, you can definitely sell it out. Anyway, I think that's all we have for this cave. So let me actually go ahead and head back to the entrance. And we can actually move through Route R. As far as the Route R goes, I think I actually missed a trainer before. For some reason I never checked this route completely, so I did actually miss a trainer. So let me actually explore this route this time and we can actually battle the trainer that we missed. Alright, I think this is the trainer that I missed. Not sure how I actually missed this trainer because I did pass around her. But I guess I forgot to actually come back and battle her when I went through this route the first time. She actually has a Slowbro, which is a pretty cool Pokemon and definitely a really powerful psychic type Pokemon. It's a part water and psychic. A really good Pokemon from the first gen and definitely quite helpful with the moveset as well. But I think the evolution is a bit trickier since you do need to have 2 Pokemons. That is a Slowpoke and a Shelter to actually go ahead and evolve it. But other than that, it definitely is a really useful Pokemon if you want to actually use it in your team. But at this point, if you have got all the 8 gym badges, I think going with your current team member is actually a better thing rather than just switching up your team member and training them up again. Anyway, I think those were all the trainers left in Route R. We can actually make our way to Route S and start finding out all of the dive spots, which I do need to actually dive. I'm pretty sure we do have really good items that we can actually get only in this dive spot, so I'm really excited to see what we do get. Alright, here is the first dive spot and I believe that this is going to be a bit larger than the ones that we did see in Route U. So we definitely would have to actually go around. Never mind, this one is actually a dead end, and I guess it's much helpful if you are trying to actually find a team member. You will be able to find Clamples, Relicanth in these areas, but I think since we don't really have any items, I'll just go ahead and explore the Route S a bit more. Now, those two trainers down below, I do not know how to get to them because I think I haven't really battled them yet. Maybe they are only accessible through a dive spot, so I definitely would have to actually check that out. So let me quickly go ahead and explore more of Route S. As far as I remember, there were quite a few dive spots up here in the north of the Route S. So, yep, here is one. So definitely would have to come here to check what we have. Now all of these underwater areas are actually connected, and each of these dive spots will actually go to the same area, but you'll be able to see through it when it's actually blocked. And of course we do have another dive spot right here, so let's quickly go ahead and go up. I wonder if we do have another trainer through this route. Alright, we are still in Route S, and this one is another dead end. Alright. Anyway, it seems like we are definitely heading out to all of the dead ends first, which means it has actually cleared out the path for us to get the correct items. I believe we actually crossed over a dive area, but I think I actually moved on, so let me actually go back to it. I think this is the one that we missed before, so let me actually dive up over here. And yes, okay, yeah. This is the first time we're actually in this place, and it seems like there is a firestone right here. Sadly, my bag is actually full and I'm too lazy to go back and put these items in the box. So I'm just gonna be tossing out a few items that I'm never gonna use and pick up these stones. Anyway, I think this is another dead end, and I think it's only accessible for the firestone. So we can actually go ahead and head back. Yep, it seems like it is another dead end. Anyway, now that we have picked up this item, let me actually go back to the original dive spot, which will actually help us go forward to the other dive spots. As far as I remember, I think there are 2 more dive spots remaining other than these, the ones that we actually explored now. So let me actually look around and see if we have any more. Alright, we are back in Route S, and we can definitely come down. Yep, here is the next dive spot and another one right next to it. So definitely these two were the ones that I actually missed. Alright, we do have a heart scale right here, so let me quickly toss out another item and we can definitely pick up the heart scale. I think we'll only get 2 to 3 heart scales, which is pretty bad. Considering the fact that I definitely have a lot of team members whose move I do have to actually switch out. But if I do have only 2 to 3 of them, I'll actually decide which ones to use and just, I guess, change the specific moves. Really wish there was another way to get these heart scales, but I guess that's not available in this game. Anyway, here is the second dive spot, and it seems like we do have another area where we can actually dive up. Let me actually check up this space, and if it is another dead end, okay, never mind, it's not a dead end, but it's definitely a path back to Route S. It seems like some of these diving spots are actually connected to each other, so definitely that is a interesting theory right here. Now, the diving area that you see right here is also the same one. It actually connects to Route S itself, which is pretty interesting. I definitely thought there would be an item right here, but I guess not. So let me actually go back and dive up to Route S, and we can actually explore some of the other diving spots that we might have missed. Alright, once we explore Route S, I believe that there are quite a few waterfalls that we can actually explore as well. So probably I'll go ahead and explore those in this episode. Okay, here is another heart scale that we would have actually missed. Thankfully, I was able to pick this one up as well. Alright, I guess that is all the diving spots that we have in Route S. So let me make my way to one of the waterfalls that we have around Route T, and we can go from there. Alright, here we are at the first waterfalls, and this is actually right next to the Osipek town. All you have to do is swim right side from the Osipek town and you'll be able to actually find this cave. This is the ST1 cave, and this is how you actually get your other starters. I believe that the other starter for me would probably be Piplup and Chimchar, since we do have Turtwig. But I guess we can't really get the starters without battling this trainer right here. So let me quickly go ahead and defeat this trainer. And we can definitely get our Chimchar, who is right here. Which is pretty cool. The only sad thing about this is that we won't be able to get these starters until we are almost at the end of the game. So there is no way you can actually use this starter in the beginning of the game. But this trainer definitely has all of the fire type starters, so it's pretty cool to see that. Alright, we have battled this Cyndaquil and now we have it Torchic. I think Torchic is pretty cool. Definitely one of my favorite fire type starters. But since now we have Fuecoco being released for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, I think I might actually like it more. Just that its design is really good, and definitely would have to see what it evolves into as well. Ooh, okay. They actually have a Ditto as their last Pokemon, which is a bit surprising for me. But I guess it's pretty cool to see a Ditto right here. Anyway, once we do defeat this trainer, he'll actually go ahead and give us the starter Pokemon that we were actually missing. In this example, it's gonna be Chimchar, since we did select Turtwig at the beginning of the game. Alright, this is the ST1 cave. So let me actually look around and find the ST2 cave, as well as the ST3 cave. I'm not really sure where the third one is gonna be, but I think I have an idea where the second one is. So let me make my way over there. Alright, the second cave and the second waterfalls is actually in Route X, which is actually north of Puya city. Yep, that is the city. And here we have the EST2 cave. This time the trainer will be in the other fork, and he is actually right here. Alright, since we do have the grass type starter ourselves, I think he might have the other one which we don't have, which means he will have water type Pokemons right here. Yep, it's actually a Piplup, which is pretty cool. I really like Piplup more in the starters between these three. Definitely, I've always gone ahead and selected the water type Pokemon starters, no matter which game I play. And I haven't really decided if I want to do that for the newer games. I'm pretty sure Quaxly is pretty cool, but I think I like Sprigatito more. So I might go for the grass type starter, just because of the fact that it is having a much cooler design. And I see most people definitely go for Fuecoco since it's so widely popular. But I don't think I'll go for the fire type starter. I think maybe it will be between the grass type and the water type. Anyway, it seems like we definitely are having an easy time against this trainer. So let's quickly go ahead and defeat this Ditto, and we can actually get our water type starter from here. Alright, we have defeated this trainer as well. And it seems like most of my Pokemons are also around level 63. I believe that Lucario is the last one remaining, so that is pretty cool as well. Anyway, it seems like we are actually coming to the 30 minutes mark, so I might have to end out this episode pretty soon. But I definitely wanted to go ahead and explore one small thing, and that's actually Polar Forest. I believe the only time we're actually going to be exploring the Polar Forest is probably with the storyline. But there are actually going to be more trainers over here once you actually complete the whole story. But if you might know, you can actually come back over here until you have flies. So definitely this is an area that is usually missed out. But if you do come back to the polar forest, you actually have quite a few trainers that are gonna be around here, who are not actually Team Aqua or Team Magma trainers. They're actually normal NPCs, and you can actually go ahead and battle them as well. So this is definitely one more thing that I do want to cover. I don't think I'll be able to battle all the trainers in this episode, but I'll try to cover as much as possible, and we can definitely continue this one in the next episode. There are also going to be some really cool items right here, such as carbo, zinc, everything. I know that you will not be able to get them, mostly because of the fact that we can't actually surf through these areas in the first time we're actually going through them. But definitely there are going to be quite a lot of trainers as well as some really good items. So definitely worth coming over here and exploring this route again before you challenge the Elite Four. Alright, here we have our next trainer, and it's actually a bug type trainer, which I believe is quite rare for us. We definitely did see the bug type trainers mostly in the beginning of the game, so it's really nice to see one right here. Alright, let me try and defeat them with my Lucario, since I am definitely trying to get it to level 63. Okay, here is a Lavista, which is one of my favorite Pokemons. Definitely one of those Pokemons that evolve at a very higher level, but it is quite good. It does have quite a lot of weaknesses, but if you know how to use this Pokemon in the proper strategy, definitely a really good team member. I have actually used it before and definitely enjoyed using it. Anyway, seems like since the Pokemons are quite lower in level, it's much easier for me to actually go ahead and defeat them. Definitely this route is pretty big, and I believe that there are gonna be trainers spread all around, so you might have to go ahead and explore all of these smaller routes. Anyway, since it has been over 30 minutes, I'll actually go ahead and end out this episode over here. Thank you all for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel if you like my videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one.